Hello there, my HQTs. Are you feeling wired and ready to win tonight? I hope so. The Wireless Festival is facing some weird new rules that I'm sure artists will delight in. So-called vulgar and indecent acts will be banned, so that's about 50% out already. No more swearing, obscene gestures, or offensive clothes that expose your groin or private parts. Well, there goes the other half, right? So is it thumbs up or maybe a different part of your hand up to these new restrictions? Let me know in the chat. I'm Sharon Carpenter, your family-friendly yet slightly offensive quizmaster, and this is HQ Trivia, where if you win the purse, you're allowed to curse. In private, of course. Now, the rules here are simple and much more fun than those ones. I'm going to ask you a series of questions from easy to hard. You've got 10 seconds to tap that answer. Get it correct, you move on. Answer all 12 right, you win or split the cash. Hands up if you have an extra life handy. I don't, but invite your mates to HQ using your code to score some. You can use one per game, just not on the last round. And tonight, we are giving away £1,000. That's music to your ears, isn't it? That's enough to score tickets to next year's festival, a new wardrobe of head-to-toe coverage, and your own personal bleeping machine to use on your most unfiltered friends. We all have them. But before you cash it, you've got to smash it. Let's get to the quizzing, shall we? Here we go with Q1. Where do planes normally land and take off from at an airport? Driveway, runway, motorway? Where there's a will, there is most certainly a way. It would explain the horrible traffic, right? But planes only land on motorways on rare occasions, like in the movies. A driveway on steroids, it's a runway. How many of you are taking off at full speed there? 58,915 of you. Full speed to Q2. The movie The Sword and the Stone tells the story of which character? King Arthur, King Prawn, King Kong. Can you pull this one off? Or out, in this case. 3 quality kings, but who got there by pulling a blade out of a boulder? More likely to sit around a table than on one, and not quite as tasty. It's King Arthur is the answer we were looking for there, and 57,000 of you pounding on your chest and swinging onwards. Now do not forget, tomorrow it's theme trivia time again. This week it's TV, telly trivia coming at ya. That's at 9 p.m. BST tomorrow. Don't miss it. And don't miss this. It's Q3. The musical Bat Out of Hell is based on songs made famous by which act? Meatloaf, Black Eyed Peas, Spice Girls. 3 very different acts. Bat Out of Hell. Some of their music may belong there, but Black Eyed Peas didn't sing this hellish track. Not suitable for you vegetarians. It's the worst meal ever. Meatloaf. He's a great artist though, isn't he? And 53,000 if you're going batty, spreading your wings on to Q4. And here it comes. The song It's Not Easy Being Green is associated with which of these characters? The Hulk, the Grinch, Kermit the Frog. It's not easy listening to this song because it is very boring. They're all vexed, Verdigris is, but who was so frustrated that he sung a song about it. No muscles or Muppet, it was Kermit.
It's not easy being green. Seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things.
I told you the song was boring. Right, Kermit the Frog is the correct answer. Of course, 38,000 of you leaping forwards towards that green tonight. See, green is good. Q5, which vitamin is essential for the absorption of calcium in the human body? Vitamin D, vitamin A, or vitamin C? Did you get your daily dose tonight? Multivitamins may seem like the obvious choice, but that C doesn't stand for calcium. Great for bones, terrible for vampires. Vitamin D is the answer we were looking for, and you vitamin did it. 22,541 of you on a very brutal question, because 17,000 of you are down. Now, the best source of vitamin D is exposure to the sun, so it's amazing us Brits have any bones at all, really, isn't it? All right, Q6. Which of these sportsmen has DJ'd at the Glastonbury Festival? Tim Henman, Steve Davis, James Milner. From sportsmen to spinsmen. Now, if they're after a lullaby set, the Milner's their man, but in this case, it's the ginger magician himself, Steve Davis. And maximum break there for 12,569 of you. The snooker legend hung up his cue in 2016 and has been pumping out the techno ever since. Go DJ. And that's my DJ. And it's shout out time, everyone. Hello to Sam in Essex. Hi to Georgie Birch and Jason Geary as well. Stephen and Steve are with us. That could get very confusing. Dan Gleeballs is here. And hi to Fiona Parker in Watford. We're at the halfway mark. Let's go. Q7. What does the letter N stand for in the companies collectively described as FANG businesses? Netflix, Nintendo, Nike. Sounds quite vicious. FANG businesses. What are these fangs we speak of? 3 sharp-minded companies, but who put the N in FANG? More of a chiller than a doer. It's Netflix. Nothing but net there for 5,433 of you. That was, I'm going to go with a savage question. We lost 8,000 of you there. 5,433 of you still in the game. FANG is comprised of the 4 hottest tech stocks on the market, though putting Facebook up front might come back to bite them, I suspect. Q8. The design of the lead characters in the Powerpuff Girls were based on which artist's work? Pablo Picasso, Mary Cassatt, or Margaret Keane? You had Bubbles, you had Buttercup. What was the other B word? I think it was Blossom. All their facial features are in the right place, so that's Picasso out of the window. The most eager of the 3, it was Margaret Keane. That's who. You've got your eyes on the prize, 3,351 if you do. Not only are the girls inspired by Keane's big-eyed waist, but their teacher is flat out named after her. So that was a dead giveaway, wasn't it? Q9. Which of these people served in the military in World War II? Neil Armstrong, Paul Newman, Martin Luther King Jr. Served their country before serving their country again, in a different way. There were just 5 years between them, but who was the only one old enough to take part in World War II? Oh, baby blues himself, Paul Newman. And you knew that, didn't you? 1,567 of you did. Newman wanted to be a pilot, but was colorblind, so he had to settle for the US Navy and superstardom instead. Q10. Which of the following has not featured on the cover of the British edition of Vogue magazine in 2018? Ariana Grande, Victoria Beckham, Emma Watson. Strike a pose, players. Strike a pose. They're all style icons in their own right, but who hasn't vogued it up this year? Straight out of Hogwarts. It's Emma Watson. What? But 757 of you got that right. That was a brutal one right there. Victoria and all 4 of her sons were on this month's cover, while Emma last showed her face in 2015. We need to see it again. The penultimate round, Q11. Which of these companies was the fastest to reach a valuation of $1 billion? Apple, Airbnb, Bird. A cool one, Bill. Nice chunk of change there. They were the first to cross the line, but Apple were not the fastest, scooting past $1 billion in just over a year. It's stateside scooter sensation, Bird. That is the correct answer here. And 467 of your little birdies got that right. Golden wings at the ready, because we are flapping into the final round with 467 left in the game. Another 64 using their extra lives to get back in. And £1,000 in prize money ready to be taken home by several of you tonight. Good luck to each and every one of you. Q12. The name of the London 2012 opening ceremony was inspired by Shakespeare and which other writer? G.K. Chesterton, Ian Fleming, Kenneth Grahame. You're going to get this righter or wronger? Danny Boyle may have received the praise for Isles of Wonder, but who had he pinched the name of? The Queen pretty much played a Bond girl, but Fleming had nothing to do with the title. Worse in goal than he sounds. G.K. Chesterton for the win, and we have 134 winners, my lovelies! Nice one. Congratulations to our 134 Winners tonight, you are taking home £7.46. Well done. We've got Voucher right there, he's celebrating already. Max Turney 2. We've got Add 90, cute couple. Bizarre Acid, yeah, he's ready to party as well. What are you guys gonna do with the cash? Maybe order some meatloaf. Hang with Hermie. Stock up on the D, the vitamin D. That's what we're talking about. There's a lot you can do with that £7.46. Great game, everybody. You came, you played, and you totally slayed as always. I swear you impressed me every time. I'm Sharon Carpenter, and here's where you can hit me. Stop by. Let me know how well you did tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. with another £1,000 for you to compete for. Until then, have a great night, everyone, and keep it clean. Bye.